Hey guys, welcome to the range on this cold Tennessee day. Today I wanted to show you guys some of what, this may actually turn into a series of videos, I'm not really sure yet, but the first one is common concealed carry mistakes, and to me really the most common concealed carry mistake from the standpoint of operational stuff is the assumption that somehow you're going to be able to just whip your weapon out and get it on target when you need it most, under pressure, on the move, with someone gunning down on you. Because I carry a gun, for real, I have forced myself to have to pay attention to all the techniques that go with carrying the gun, not just saying, I've got a gun, I'm a man, awesome is gonna happen. No, you have to practice. Right now I've got my Glock 19, a Bravo concealment outside the waistband holster. I know that you guys are accustomed to seeing me carry it in a inside the waistband holster, but this is one of the ones with the, I forget what to call this, paddle attachments. And you can see I'm having to work a little bit to get it out, which is a good thing. You want to work at getting your holster on and off. The point here mostly off because you don't want this thing to casually let loose. These paddles do not casually let loose of the holster. And what's neat is, and these little guys right here allow you to, instead of doing the standard 2 screws, it's a perfect matchup to the body of the holster. It allows you to cant the gun forward just a little bit by allowing the front of the holster to slide further down on the setup. And these guys right here still allow you to have a lot of rigidity to this paddle, but if the further forward your gun is canted, the more easily it can be concealed. It is a beautiful fall day, but boy is it blowing hard. One of the things that I like to do is come out here and work on what I call the footwork. And this guy right here is 5 yards from me. This is actually something that happened to me years ago in a Walmart parking lot. Early one morning, I was on my way to work, and I had to run inside to grab something. I think I just had to grab a sandwich or something from the deli. And as I was walking back out to my vehicle, this guy starts following me. Now, anybody who's ever gone to Walmart early in the morning knows that they typically close down everything onto, I think, one side. I think it's usually grocery. And I had made it a point to park all the way over on the far right entrance so that my vehicle was totally by itself so that I could see people approaching me. And I had left the store, and I was walking diagonally toward my car, and this dude just keeps coming, and I kept thinking, this is not good, because there's nothing out here but me, and the guy just kept coming. And when I got around the front, back then I was driving just an old station wagon, great big Country Squire station wagon, and I got around that gigantic hood, and I turned and I faced that guy, and I said, that's far enough. And I did this. Now guys, that was me. I was gambling that he was going to stop, and it worked. He stopped. I did this. He stopped approaching me, and he goes, hey man, it's all good. It's all good. I have no idea what he wanted, because this confrontation, that's what it was. This confrontation ceased because I stopped, turned, placed my hand where a sidearm would be. He realized that I was not a sheep. I was a threat. And he turned, and I'm not going to say he ran, but he moved very briskly toward the Walmart and then went around the side of the Walmart and disappeared. I got in my car and I hightailed it. I'd love to be able to tell you that I was like, yeah, man, I took care of that. But the fact is, dude, I was shaking, and I was shaking bad, because I'm fairly certain that guy was intending on robbing me, jacking my car. I have no idea. But he left. This to me is a very real thing, because I remember the width of the Country Squire wagon stopped right here by my right leg when I turned. So the guy had mere feet between me and between the other side of the car. Now the reason that I made it a point to come all the way around here quickly was I had now created distance. He was going to have to do one of two things: either dive over the car after me, which is going to be a bad thing for him, because I can go just straight up hands-on, or the guy was going to have to run around the vehicle to come after me. Well, at that point, I just simply backpedal, and now you're basically doing this thing. And anyone who's ever done force-on-force training will tell you that's actually a fairly decent position to be in, because you can rotate on that vehicle just like he can rotate on you. I was able to fend this guy off verbally, and it worked. But had this turned into guns, I needed to be able to get my sidearm out. Now, this scenario that I have set up, I run on a timer because the timer keeps you honest. And honestly, even if you have somebody out here to keep you honest, this keeps you honest down to the split second, because it teaches you this essentially leans on you and says, go faster, be more efficient. Really, I should be saying be more efficient, because efficiency translates to speed. So basically the drill works like this. I set up, and this is essentially a barrier, a car, whatever. This is nothing but an object between me and that person. And now I know that someone's going to say, well, why are you not doing this at 7 yards? Okay, 7 yards is the tooler drill, Dennis Tooler. And the tooler drill is more about teaching people that a bad guy can get on you with a knife before you can clear your gun from its holster and get it on target. That is from a static position, and there are a lot of variables to the tooler drill. Don't need to hear them because I've already done them all. But there are a lot of variables to the tooler drill. This, to me, in reality, is really a more realistic view of what it is to be an armed citizen and realize this guy is getting too close, and I've got to do something about it. I set up, make sure the gun is chambered, make sure that I've got support gear on, extra mag on the right side. And I get in a position where this begins for me at the moment where I realize this has completely gone sideways and I'm going to have to deal with this guy. Meaning that he has now drawn a weapon. He has now shown his intent. One more thing, before I get started on this, one of the things that I have found in recent days is because during the fall, during the winter, I tend to go to side carry because I'm going to be wearing jackets that tend to kind of like flap over. Because, you know, you go from cold to hot, you get a little hot, you unzip, that kind of thing. I happen to be wearing my hoodie today. But you're going to want to strip layers off from time to time, and you're going to have to kind of change how you carry, which, by the way, is a good idea to have appendix carry, trigger guard holster, outside the waistband holster. Don't be the guy who says, I'm going to carry this way, and that's it. You don't know what you're going to find yourself having to do. What I'm finding in carrying in this type of a setup is that I have to make sure that all I used to have to do was support hand went down, pulled the garment up, firearm came out, both hands came together. Well, that's totally changed. Now, actually, you know what? Let me show you, and if I create a mistake, I'm going to leave it alone. Watch. All right, that was 2.68, which, oh, I'm sorry, hang on. Yeah, 2.68, which isn't anything fabulous. But really from concealment on the go, that's not terrible. Now let me show you guys one of the hiccups that happens every once in a while. Your hand comes down, because remember, everything has changed now. Now it's no longer support hand, garment up, shooting hand, weapon comes out, shoot. The support hand now has to actually retract inward, or this, which is how I was trained as a cop. And the garment has to be swept up. See, so now it's not going to do it. Let me see if I can get it to do it. No, that sucks. Well, let me just show you. Every once in a while, it'll get caught on the bottom of the holster, and there it is. And you go to pull, and you get that thing going on, and you're going to have to rip through the garment. And someone's going to say, "Yeah, well, I'm a man up and rip through my shirt." No, you think you're going to man up and rip through your shirt. What you're actually going to do is your hand's going to flick off the garment. I'm going to have to reach along the bottom hem of the garment and go along. Well, it's a sweeping and pulling up motion to expose that firearm. And from here, it's immediately onto the gun. This hand can't do any of the grabbing that I want to do. From here, it's going to have to be sidearm out. So that has changed my draw stroke dramatically. Holstering, you have the time to pull the garment up and get the sidearm in. You know, every time I do this, I almost feel like I'm just throwing that gun out there, because the motion of appendix carry is so clean. It's that. I mean, it's just, it works. This isn't hard. This takes dedication. Like I said, it's cold out here. It's blowing sideways, as I'm sure even my windsock has not been able to filter out that sound. And but still, I mean, this is something you guys have to see. You guys have to understand this, and more importantly, you have to get out here and do this. I'm back in college full time. On top of that, all the duties that I have to do, all the things that I have to juggle every day, and I still make it a point to at least once a week, at the most week and a half-ish, to come out and work on handgun, because it's that difficult of a weapon, because I do for real carry my handgun all the time, and I have to put the work in, because guys, frankly, I need to be home right now studying. I'm doing engineering, electrical engineering and mechanical engineering, which is heavy studying, but I've got to do this because I carry a gun, and I can't responsibly carry a firearm without putting the work in. And so understand that if you're carrying concealed, you're saying, I'm a guardian to those around me. And as a guardian, you have to be responsible for every single round that you loose, and you've got to put the work in. So with that, I leave you. As always, I thank you guys for watching. God bless you all. Get those guns out in practice. Have a good one.